There are well over 5 million plus podcasts on planet Earth, and over half of them are dead. Yes, they don't post any episodes anymore. In fact, the average length of a podcast, its lifetime, is 7 to 10 episodes. Why is that? What happens? Well, it's because most podcasters, or at least those, at least more than half of them, they skip the part at the beginning where you have to figure out who is my listener or viewer for this podcast, and what is it that I'm actually providing them with of value? How am I helping them? How am I serving them, improving their lives? What is it that makes me special? Why should they listen to me? Why am I the expert? What type of format is going to bring results? How should I structure my episodes? And I'll tell you that producing a podcast effectively, not even successfully, just, as you should, is a full-time job. It becomes a full-time job very quickly, 30 to 45 hours a week if you're doing it all yourself. It doesn't even include learning how to do all of it. So I want to help you, and I love helping people. I don't know how many people I've taken through this podcast development process, working with clients over the years. I spent over 17 years in radio and television doing the same thing, teaching at university level. I love coaching and teaching you all the things you need to know to launch a professional, strategy-driven show that's going to build authority, credibility, trust in as little as 4 to 6 weeks. This doesn't take that long. And so 4 to 6 weeks, it can kind of fluctuate. Sometimes they're, the proverbial shit happens clause where, you got an accident, you got a shift or what. That's why we have that gap. But it's 4 development meetings that are really going to get the work done. The EA Podcast Development Sprint is going to give you this: a highly specific and defined listener persona, and a mission statement, a 10-word podcast premise, if you will, for your show. We're gonna work through all the strategy, techniques, tips, and then the creative side of it too, to come up with a name for your podcast. What is the best format for you? Interview style formats, that's what people default to. They are not. In fact, they're about 35% less engagement than 2 other formats. So we'll talk about what those other 2 options are. And what is the brand strategy? What's the launch strategy? How do you incorporate video into this thing? A 12 plus episode topic calendar is included in this. We're going to walk you through how to prep those episodes and research them. And then this is important, a go-to-market launch strategy. This is going to include templates and the tools you need to keep things consistent and successful. Bottom line, this development sprint is going to define what it is you're trying to do, who you're trying to reach, and set goals, parameters. What makes this a success? What makes this fun? Why are you even doing this? Why? Start with the why. That's a big one. A lot of podcasters, those who last 7 to 10 episodes, don't know why they're really doing it. And your answer can't just be, I want to be, Joe Rogan. I don't know why you'd want to be Joe Rogan. That would be weird. We only need one Joe Rogan, is my point. He's great, but we only need one. You be you, all right? Figure out why you want to do this. So the outcome here is, after this development sprint, is you'll have a podcast that you are proud to host, that is helping people, that you can tell people in one sentence in the elevator what exactly it is about and if it's for them. And we're also going to provide you with the system that you need to sustain it, produce it, and do it all without burning yourself out. So the next step, if you want to get started, reserve your spot in our podcast development sprint schedule here. Click the button there and get started at the link, because these do fill up fast. These do take a lot of time and resources, and we can only do so many of these every month. They do book out pretty much in advance. So reserve your podcast development sprint here and get started with me and my team. I'm excited to meet you and hear about your podcast to take you to the next level. I think that's what they say, right? Or the next episode? Or no, that was Snoop and Dre. We'll level up. That's what we'll do. We'll level up.